everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to this week's review of the Braxton Family Values. Last week we left off at Trina talking about how her ex-boyfriend Jacent was arrested. Now Jacent the scammer was caught outside of Trina's home the night of his arrest, and he called Trina up from prison and said he didn't know why he was arrested, and Trina was like, how do you not know what you're arrested for? So Trina herself doesn't know the full story behind Jacent's arrest, but she does know that Jacent has probably been dabbling in some illegal activity. In fact, she revealed that the feds were looking for him at her job. Well, not the feds, but the cops.
They even went to my bar. The feds. It was the county. Apparently they were looking for him. He said that he worked at my bar.
This sounds like something coming straight out of the Lifetime movie. Girl meets guy who lives the past life of crime and fraud, and he's trying to bring her into his criminal activities without her knowing. Listen, I can't make this stuff up. But yeah, I definitely think Jacent was trying to bring Trina down in his own lies, and it's really sad. And she was breaking down crying at the table because she didn't expect to be involved in something like this. So poor Trina, she can't catch a break sometimes. So the next scene is more lighthearted because the girls go painting, and Tamar Braxton wants to showcase her painting of her sister Tamar. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Tamar.
That's beautiful.
She look like Ursula. That's a lot.
So Tamar had a lot to say about Tony's painting, but when it was Tamar's turn to show her painting of Tony, look what the heck she drew.
Picasso! That looks nothing like me.
That looks exactly like you.
Tamar really tried at making this picture. She even drew Tamar Braxton in a bird cage because Tony is dating the rapper Birdman. So I can't.
She's a female bird locked in a cage.
Okay, so let's talk about Towanda and Andre's divorce. So it's getting really sticky between these two. In fact, both of them went to see attorneys because Towanda wants to fight for joint custody, whereas Andre wants full custody.
And when you tell me that you want to have full custody over the kids, that hurts me so bad. Your children are your life. The children are my life too.
So I was reading some of the comments on my other video from last week, and it was really interesting to see some of the comments. A lot of people were Team Andre. They were like, yes, he deserves full custody. Whereas people like me, I'm Team Towanda because I feel like there's no reason to have full custody when they could have joint custody. Now, Towanda, she's being very reasonable. She's like, hey, Andre, you can take the properties, you can take what you want, but let's share custody of our kids because my kids is what matters to me. And Andre's like, no, I want full custody. So they're both seeing their lawyers about this. Andre goes to see a lawyer because he wants full custody and he's determined to do anything he can to get it, to spite Towanda.
What does she do? How does she contribute?
Money. Financially, she's the provider financially. I'm not gonna, lie about that.
So Andre tells the lawyer that he quit his job with Tawanda's approval to watch over the kids while she went out to work. But in the first season of the Braxton Family Values, you kind of saw how Towanda was stressed out about her home situation. She was stressed out about the fact that Andre wasn't working and she had to. Even though he has a degree, he really wasn't interested in looking for a job. So that was the issue there. And let's be real, Andre didn't quit his job because he had to. He quit his job because he wanted to. He wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. It's not unusual for both parents to work and effectively raise their children together. It's not impossible to do. One person doesn't have to stay home. So I didn't understand that at all. Towanda does travel a lot, but she's not a deadbeat mom. She is around her kids, but she does work a lot and she's the sole provider for the family. And this is what Andre admitted to. Now, here's why I feel that Towanda's divorcing Andre. Because even though they had a contract that Andre would stay home while she worked, Women don't want to be the provider. We just don't. We don't want to be the sole provider for our household. We want our man to provide as well. And I know some people are going to argue in the comments about that, but it's true. And this is why Towanda is ready to leave the marriage, to be honest. This is the root of their issue. Now, Andre, he's looking for full custody, like I said, and he consulted his lawyer, and his lawyer said, look, Andre, you have to go to counseling. Now, last week I talked about Towanda convincing Andre to go to counseling, but he was like, no. But she said, go to counseling because it'll make you look good in court when you're fighting for your kids. It'll make you look like you're cooperative. It'll make you look like you were being reasonable. So go, and it'll make the judge grant you custody. Because Andre does have a good case now. He's the guardian that takes care of the kids. So he's around the kids most of the time. But Towanda is scared that he'll get full custody because, for one, he's going to ask for spousal support and child support. Like, this is a parent, okay? Andre chooses not to work, so he's definitely going to be eating off of her coin. Two, Towanda wants joint custody because she wants to get to a point in her relationship with Andre that they can be cordial and be able to take care of their kids effectively.
When I saw Andre's reaction, it reminded me of mommy and dad. It was like an out-of-body experience, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want my kids to feel this.
Three, Towanda wants joint custody because she is scared that Andre will not let her see her kids. And this is what a lot of women do to men.
I'm afraid that if you get full custody, that I won't be able to see the kids.
So it's interesting to see the roles reversed, but I believe that Andre is spiteful enough to keep Towanda away from the kids. I really do. But I think he might have a reason for his bitterness because in the therapy session, Andre said that Towanda was messing with another man.
Why are you trying to take the kids away from me?
Why won't you tell me that you're sleeping with somebody else?
Well, I am.
Because you ain't touched me in 3 years.
Andre said that Towanda hasn't touched him in 3 years. 3 years! So he's pissed about that, and he knows that she's messing around with another dude, and I believe that she is as well. But I could have sworn that they were separated. Like, didn't she file for separation from him like 5-6 years ago? So their living situation is very strange, and honestly, I know Andre doesn't want a divorce. Towanda wants the divorce, but Andre doesn't. But since Towanda wants a divorce, she's going to have to deal with a lot of the mess that comes with it. And this messy child custody battle is going to be one of them. So, yeah, and Andre looks like he might get full custody. Did you see the way he was breaking down crying in that therapy session? He broke down crying, said he wants his kids, Child, he just might get that full custody.
Man, all I want is my kids, man. That's all I want. Man, I have done everything, man.
So let's move on to the scene when Tamar invites her sisters and her mother to the studio to listen to her new song called My Man. And if you haven't listened to the song My Man, please do. The song is amazing. Tamar sang amazing on that song. So please listen to it. But I do think it's messy and low-key shady that Tamar would sing about her mother's broken marriage between her father and then try to make a buck off of it. That's so messy. She stole my man. And Miss Evelyn was sitting there looking like, what now? She stole my man? She just couldn't understand what was going on with Tamar's song because, first of all, it was about her. And she was sitting there like, what is she talking about?
She didn't take my man. He's there because that's where he want to be. But that's a nice song.
So after the song finished playing, Miss Evelyn schooled her daughters on what really happened. Tamar said in her song that the lady stole her man, but that's not the case because Miss Evelyn was like, no, he wanted to be there.
Your dad and I went to counseling. Well, he cried in the session because he didn't want to let her go.
Their mother, Evelyn, said that her ex-husband sat there and cried in front of her over another woman. I don't know what does, but yeah, it was a very personal song for her. And she basically broke it down to her daughters like, listen, it ain't all peaches and cream. Your daddy didn't just fall in love with the side chick. He had many side chicks. Many.
And then you have to find out this woman wasn't the only woman. Your daddy had a smorgasbord.
Their mother said their father had a harem of women in his church. That's a lot to deal with. And a lot of people are like, why doesn't Miss Evelyn get over it? The divorce happened years ago. Why doesn't she just get over it and find a new man and find happiness? Honestly, that's the type of stuff that can haunt you for a long time. She fell in love with her ex-husband when she was a teenager. She got married to him at 18. They've been together for 30 plus years. They had 6 children. They built a church, a home together. And to find out all of this, and the fact that he didn't have remorse about it made it worse. And Miss Evelyn said that she's had a very low self-esteem. You know, her self-esteem was just shot to the ground because she felt like something was wrong with her. Like, how on earth did this man have so many women? Like, how was he disrespectful enough to bring these women into his home? These women were probably friends with Evelyn. You know, they're probably waving to her on Sunday, hey, First Lady. And she had no clue that her husband was banging one of them. It's really sad. And it's going to take her a while to get over it. But I think she has healed somewhat. But she still hasn't forgotten what he done to her. So, yeah, she does need some more healing. And that's probably the reason why she hasn't moved on.
You lay it low and spread it wide. You don't care who it is.
What?
You're a liar.
And you a dirty lie.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh about that, but that scene gets me every time. Anyway, the sisters brought up the issue to the mother about their father wanting to bring his wife on their family vacation. Now, Miss Evelyn is like, why? Why would he want to bring his wife along? And she said she feels like they're low-key obsessed and they're miserable because they always want to be in her space.
I really don't want to be involved with Michael and his wife. Get a life, little girl and old man.
And Miss Evelyn sat there and told her daughters this: let me make myself clear. I don't want them in my space, and I don't want to be in their space. How about that?
And I tell you what, that was the best thing that woman ever could have done for me. Because she got an idiot on her hands.
Anyway, Miss Evelyn made herself really clear when she said she doesn't want to vacation with their father and his new wife. Now, the sisters are concerned because their father just might bring his new wife. And Trina brought up this fact because she remembers on her wedding day, her father did not come because he was not allowed to bring his wife, Wanda.
Daddy didn't come to my wedding. He made a choice. And I feel like that choice was based on his spouse.
So you see what Trina is saying. Their father has chosen his side piece, his wife, in the past over his own children. And I'm sure Wanda, she's kind of itching to be around the family, which is why she decided to come and be filmed on the reality show. So listen, it's just a mess. Anyway, that is all for my review for this week. I'm telling you, the season is good. So if you haven't watched it, get on it because it's a good season. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.